Grandsons about how difficult life can be for us sometimes mentally as men. We wear so many challenges. We compete with ourselves. We contend within ourselves because sometimes we, in the midst of striving, simply lose our way. And as I sat listening to him on this particular day, he didn't realize it, but everything he expressed to me had a cousin or kindredness inside of me. I could recall days when I felt just like he felt, thought just like he thought. I signaled the same things he did, and I could just identify with them, but he didn't know that his granddad had many days like that. In fact, as he was talking, I thought to myself, God, is this a setup? Because for some reason, he seemed to be talking to me as if he was a mirror of what was happening on the inside of me, but he just didn't know it. Suddenly, I began to remember what I did to turn this exchange into something more favorable for me. The first thing I had to realize is that there was a prophet in the Bible, and I won't even call his name, who said that it's not by power nor by might, but by my spirit, saith the Lord. And it made me thank God on that particular day that it wasn't going to be because of me, because I just didn't have it to give. There was another apostle who said that we were saved by grace and it was through faith, and that not of ourselves, but it was the gift of God, lest any man should boast. And I thought, oh, how necessary that was, and that is, because I just didn't have it to give. And then I thought about what it must have been like when one of the other brothers said that it was good that I was afflicted. I'm like, wow, I don't know what he meant before I spent my time having to deal with a similar frustration, a kindred agitation, a self-made humiliation. A day I thought that, oh, it's so good that nobody is aware of what's happening inside of me but God and me. And then I thought to myself, Lord, thank you for the principle of grace, because it allows me to be an inheritor of your goodness even when I don't feel like it. It allows me to be an inheritor of your goodness even when it doesn't seem like the thing most needful for me. It allows me to be an inheritor of your goodness in spite of me. Regardless of me, it allows me to be an inheritor of your goodness because you love me when I lost sight of me. And so, looking back at my grandson, I finally said to him, son, let me tell you something about your granddad. If the truth be told, life sometimes in a day can seem to take from us every offering we've given to ourselves for weeks, for months, for years. Suddenly I realized why the psalmist spent so much time saying, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and do not lean to your own understanding, because on that day, my understanding was failing me. And I had to acknowledge the fact that Christ loved me so much that in spite of me, he gave himself a ransom for me. And I decided I will ever be grateful eternally for the goodness that he's made available unto me. because of his forwarded love towards me. And I know there's someone out there just like me, a man. And even though I was thinking about men and brothers when I decided to do this, but maybe there's a sister or a woman, a young girl who's gone through the same kind of situation, scenario, plight, where suddenly it seems like your frustrations have frustrations. My problems had problems. It just seemed like my agitations were agitated, and it seemed like my humiliation was humiliated. And all of a sudden, his love for me redefined it all. Give your life to him today. Let him show you why he matters. Spent. That's what I call this. Spent. Spent. That's it. I was spent. Spent.